Hey everyone, here I am again with another video. This was supposed to be my May plan with me, but life got in the way, and so it's gonna be a general plan with me where I will potentially be using it for May, but you can use this for any month that you wish. I guess that holds true for any of the plan with me's that exist on YouTube. So the theme of this month is chickens, because my girls in the month of May turned 2 years old this year, and I was so excited and I wanted to kind of mark the occasion with some cute little doodles of sweet little chooks. So that's what we're gonna do today. And then, we'll chat a little about my new job and how things are going. This theme is going to be pretty simple, just a few decorative doodles at the beginning of the month, and then my usual strips for days of the week. I will be laying out my weeks a little differently than past months, so you'll see that in a moment. The month cover will now introduce my 3 girls, because I only have 3 chickens, where most people start with 3 and end up with 20 plus. My first girl that we're going to be doodling here is Opal. She's a white silky. Opal lays cream colored eggs, and her eggs are the tiniest of the 3. Usually about 1.4 ounces. The next chook in our lineup here is Pearl. She's a lavender Americana. Lavender refers to her coloring, which is this beautiful dusty gray. She lays beautiful bluish greenish eggs, which are very common for Americanas and for chickens like Easter eggers, because they're bred with Aracanas that are known to lay really blue eggs. And last but certainly not least is our biggest girl. Her name is Maple. She is a buff Orpington, and she has tripled in size in comparison to the other 2. She lays the biggest eggs, and they're a tannish orangish color, and they're usually 1.7, 1.8 ounces, the eggs, which are like medium-sized eggs. Believe it or not, Maple, who is now the biggest, is also the youngest of the 3, where the other 2 are about a week or so older than her. These girls have brought me so much joy over the last 2 years, and I have them registered as emotional support pets because they've brought me a lot of relief from anxiety. In one of my shorts, I was showing Pearl when she was having an egg-bound episode, which what egg-bound means is that there's an egg essentially stuck inside her because her body didn't create a good hard shell for it, which usually that happens because there's a lack of calcium being absorbed by the body. But I really don't know, she didn't choose to eat the calcium, which is a different problem. But she did pass it, which was really a relief because they can die from the stress. But she did end up getting an infection because the soft egg did break inside her, and so we had to put her on antibiotics, even though a lot of people don't love putting their pets on antibiotics. It was just a situation that if I didn't, the infection would linger and she could become septic and die. The new job has been a lot less stressful than my last 2 jobs. Before this one, I had worked at a vet's office, and before that was a company where I did graphic design for them, but the stress levels were through the roof for those two other jobs, and I'm really happy that I'm finding some work-life balance here. Here I chose to add some small leafy details with little dainty flowers, just to kind of add a sort of dividing line that I'll be using throughout the spread for this month. And I chose to, instead of filling in Pearl's coloring with watercolor, I chose to do it with a color pencil just to kind of give a little more texture to the way her feathers look. I am so jazzed at how adorable these little chooks came out, and now I'm going to cut out the Dutch door as I do every month. I do realize that I wrote the days of this month on a part that I was going to cut off. I sometimes do that, but then I rewrite it on the next page. One of the reasons I love bullet journaling is that I just love how if you make a mistake, you just have to find a way to work with it. And if a doodle doesn't come out just right, that's okay too. As Bob Ross would say, happy little accidents. For some silly reason, I had a hard time deciding on what color to make the days of the week strips. For the first week, I did the colored strips with the watercolor, but then for the second week, I did it with the mild liner highlighter, which I'm not sure which looks better, but as long as I can read the days of the week on them, it doesn't really matter. A neat little trick that I learned while I've been using this sticker paper is when you're cutting long strips and you struggle to peel it off the paper, off the backing, you kind of score lightly along the edge that you want to peel away from, and then it peels up so easily and smoothly. As a touch of something small and easy that I could doodle into around my days each week, I decided to add these little tiny feathers. They're really quite tiny and they're super simple, so just to add a little bit of interest here and there. So for this month, I am going to try using my days of the week a little differently. For my weekly spreads, instead of having Saturday and Sunday as one block, I'm going to have it as two separate sections, just because now that I'm now working 40-hour weeks again, my evening times are a little limited, and so Saturday and Sunday is when I get things done. is how they turned out. Such cute little chooks. Little feathers. I mean, they kind of look like feathers. Little dainty flowers. Week 1. And week 2. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and I'll see you all soon.